Hello everyone. I'm very happy to be with you today. I am Magdala Ramirez. I come from the Maya Mexica tradition. And today we really want to talk about evolution and involution. What is going on? Yes, human being has incredible power, incredible understanding about the purity of love that resides in your heart. It is very powerful to understand human being in a higher way of thinking. As you know, all what you see is just that perception of reality. A perception of reality based on emotions, based on experiences, based on culture. There is many factors that it creates that perception of reality. And it is very much like clearing a mirror. And when you begin to see the things through the eyes of the true self, through that alignment with the one that created you, through the source of all the living things, through the understanding of balance, the signature of the Creator, everything begins to shift. That perception of reality begins to shift in a new adjustment that it needs to happen. This has been a process. Yet how long it is that process very much depends on the individual. Very much depends on each one of you, how quick you want to let go the things that it is stopping you at this time. We are in this wave of Quetzalcoatl in our calendar Azteca who is talking about the old age. And when you think about old age, you immediately think about old people, and it doesn't really work that way. For such a long time, humanity way of thinking was very much that perception of reality dictated by a system, dictated by all these situations in your life that told you how to see the things, how to react to the things, how to understand yourself. And as human being begins to evolve and shift that consciousness, immediately you liberate from those forces that keep on bringing you down. Yes, they told you that you were not perfect. They told you that you cannot trust yourself. And that has become a very powerful understanding to enter into this new era. Because it is up to you if you want to trust yourself. If you can shift that perception of reality about yourself. If you can shift that understanding of what it is and where you are. You are a powerful being of love. Deep inside of you resides that purity of love. You do understand yourself that you are in a realm of love. Every experience taught you about love. Every part of you, it is about love. Every situation in your life, it is all love. In the system, they told you that love is pain, that love is punishment, that love is weakness. That has been a big, big lie. Because love, it is the force that contains the whole. And shifting that perception of reality, everything will begin to make sense to you. There is a part of you that it is able to recognize the voice inside of you that it is guiding you back. Where is that back home? And what is happening? In the very, very beginning, before the time of invasions, that was the beautiful, true human being. And it is still, it has never been lost. You have been dreaming in a world of separation, but it was just a dream. When you are able to tap into what is the self really talking and showing you, it is bringing you back into your original vibration. Your original vibration, it is able to see a very, very powerful story about you. The old age, and I'm putting this in quotes, it has to do with seeing that old picture. The system, it is all about predators and victims. You're one or the other, or you jump from one to the other constantly, thinking that everything has a justification. And when you are making that justification, it is twisting all these situations in your life that you keep on perceiving the same thing. Stories that you tell to yourself. Stories and situations that remove your power in many ways. When you bring that power back into you and you break that cycle about victim and predator, you're able to conceive a very different story. You're able to conceive what is this new world that we are entering, that it looks old and new at the same time. Like in some way or another waking up into a very different reality where people are able to understand balance. Everything in the universe, it is based on balance. The whole creation is balance. Balance, it comes from that understanding of that alignment with the one that created you. Balance physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, in the spaces and the dimensions. Everything, it just go into that beautiful balance that you have always been. Think about that ecosystem as the beautiful orchestra. Everything matters. All creation is important. Every single part of the creation, it is part of this beautiful vibration. A vibration of love. A vibration of life. A life that you are. You don't go through life. You don't go through things. You are life. And life contains absolutely everything. When you can observe yourself and understand yourself as life that you have always been, everything shifts. In balance, it is the perfect understanding through that alignment. When you see that love that you are that contains everything, immediately you are able to embrace that balance. What it has been so chaotic and created so much wars and destruction, it has to do the imbalances that it is in the self, that it is in that individual people that got so absolutely distorted. Your heart knows. In your heart, it is listening to the one that created you. Then it is your personality. Does your personality is truly holding hands with your heart? It's very much the understanding of how it is a structure. Creating a structure is powerful, but it needs to come from the essence of what you need, of what you want, in who you are, and accordingly what you know about you. That's how that structure is going to happen. That is how that personality, it is going to take place. And as you go more into the journey of knowing yourself, the structure change, the personality change. Understanding that balance, it is very, very important, because you are the daughters and the sons of the Creator. And the understanding of how to bring the knowledge about life inside of you, it is a very important thing that everything and everyone, it is working. The whole planet, it's going into her original vibration. The whole planet was about providing experiences of a higher understanding of the self. Long time ago, when it was this invasion and the Dark Lords created time, and the Dark Lords created all this enslavement, it only happens about that manifestation because they could not touch that heart. In your heart resides your own divinity, your origins, your understanding of that true human being that you are. You're born with a song, and that song has been always there. And as you go through life, you will receive the different octaves of the same song that you are. What happened? Well, in the system, as you launch into the system, and they told you that you're supposed to be like something else, like somebody else, that you're supposed to be a beggar of love, that you're supposed to be not trusting yourself, you begin to exchange many of your tones. Yet in this time and space you are remembering. So the journey, it's about remembering. The evolution, it has to do about remembering. That involution is coming back home of who you are. And as the planet is going back into her original vibration, it's affecting the whole creation because she's going into her original balance. Everything is changing. The climate change is about that too. There are many things that it needs to go, and many things that is being born. There were many creatures that stay in the fifth, and many groups of human beings stay in the fifth since the beginning. They didn't lower their vibration. They didn't accept it. They recognized the truth of what it means to be human. Still, there are tribes in different places in the world that remain intact of that true human being, recognizing that there is a oneness that always taking place in one way or the other. Recognizing those balances within yourself, it is recognizing you as life. What happened in your life? What is going on inside of you? There is so much guilt and shame and judgment. There is so much of that karmatic situations. There is so much of distortion. Yet when you put it in a different perspective, everything changes. A forgiveness is necessary. A forgiveness that it will bring that liberation. But I am telling you, it will come into a point where forgiveness is not necessary anymore. But understanding that every single experience was part of the whole. Stop judging yourself. The judgment of yourself was part of the enslavement that you live in the system. Nobody is judging you. There is no judgment. When you die, nobody is judging you but you. When you liberate yourself from those forces, that it is very much about stopping a thought. Observe it without identify it. Use the force. Use the emotion. Emotion creates friction. And that friction is important because it helps you to go to the next step of your pyramid. It is the time to embrace that balance that you have always been. Balance that resides within yourself. You are an spiritual being. And that spiritual being understands herself as love, as life. You know that in that third dimensional reality that you call and think that it is separate from your spiritual being that you are, it has been just an illusion. For there is not one realm without God. You can see those messages constantly, the synchronicities, and the only thing that you need, it is the presence of your own presence. And in that way, you are remembering your unique song, a place where you do belong. We do have our stories coming forward, stories of women that they didn't pass through the history because it was very patriarchal. Yet in their stories as human, you will find a big, big inspiration. It happens to me. Those stories will teach you a very different way of perception of reality. What happened to these women? You need to know that being human is divine. You have always been divine. We will start those stories very, very soon. Go to our website and you can register if you want to hear them. And you can come to the school. It is your time for you to know yourself. Join us in this beautiful and very powerful journey, the journey of knowing yourself. And download our app, Messages from the Great Mother. It's in your phone. Thank you for being you. Tlatsokomate, tlatsokomate, tlatsokomate. I am you.